There we go.
Listener, I asked Jeff to start a half hour early today, and he's telling me all the mayhem that created. So I
No,
broke his
not
computer.
not 9 is fine. 9 is
Yeah.
fine. It's
Plus it
just
rhymes.
I just don't have I don't have any spare time.
I also noticed this isn't good for me, but it's great for you, and it's just how it shows up. Is if you just look at you and I on this podcast, you are Batman and I'm fucking Superman, which sucks. I hate Superman. I'm all like colorful and fruity,
Hold
and
on.
you're like a
Oh, that's
badass.
still yeah. I only
Yeah, you're
have
still.
it.
He unzips his jacket for another gradated gray
Yeah.
colored
What's
thing.
that like monochromatic or whatever?
Yeah, dude, you got the whole millennial gray or whatever. It looks good. No, I
Woo!
say that saying I want to change my whole life and be look more like that.
I just need more color in my life. You know what? I've got to test something real quick because,
Yeah,
as we both know, we've got some
shit gets fucked up.
serious listeners out there that,
Oh,
um,
so you took your Allegra and you
dude, I'm not kidding.
uh
So here's the deal: allergies are real, actually,
yeah,
and sickness is actually real,
yeah,
but we are professionals and we got to get these things out. So sick, allergies, I don't
right.
care. We got
The
to do
show
this
must go on.
podcast, right? So if there's a
Yeah,
snort here and there, I'm sorry, but I want to try something real
yeah.
good. That's all I need right there.
I need to make sure that doesn't work. Okay.
So yeah. So
Oh,
I'm
I see what
sorry.
you did. I see what you did.
I muted
Yeah,
myself.
you muted and you fake cough
So
just
I
to
could
see.
be like, here's not muted, and then
It mutes everything, including me. So,
so let's just get into it. I
yeah,
don't think I've been more excited to do a podcast since like the whole time we've
ever.
ever
Yeah,
done this.
yeah,
So man, we asked for it. We've been asking for this for
yeah.
months for these
Uh,
write-ins, and now they're really biting me
they're
in the
pouring in, and
snorts.
they're leaving you sleepless in Seattle. Yeah. Just to clarify, in case you're coming in on this episode for the first time or you missed a few, Jeff is getting the runaround. Someone is complaining that in the fan mail that he is snorting too much and sniffling and coughing and just being a piece of shit.
Yeah,
So, so at first it was kind of one sentence, and we said, "Oh boy, okay, I'll kind of watch it."
yeah,
And then the latest, which I don't think we shared yet, was like a three-paragraph essay,
yeah. The
and
it was like,
so
well, we should just read it, right?
yeah, you
This
should.
is kind of amazing. Like,
Yeah, it's really good.
I honestly, I'm not mad. I appreciate the feedback. I get a kick out of somebody that is seriously listening
Hmm.
this like attentively
Intently. Yeah.
because I honestly I went back. I listened to our last podcast 2 times because I usually what I do
You go through once.
I honestly I listen before they get posted,
Yeah.
because we always do it before. And I try and listen before, like I'll go to the gym and I listen, just to make sure there's nothing weird or whatever. Uh, and I also edit these things, so I'm listening then too. Which I don't really listen to our full conversation because I don't need to because our conversations are gold.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So I don't edit that, but I do kind of listen. Anyways, I listened the first time, and I even texted you. I was like, "Dude, that was a really good podcast." I thought
Yeah.
our last one was like right in our comfort zone. Like we're
Yeah.
flowing. It's just like the old days. Um,
Yeah.
and so then we get this message. Let me get in here.
Lay it out. Lay
Let's
it out.
go. Let's go. God, I want to know who this is so bad. You know
Yeah.
what?
But I like the suspense.
Wait a
Uh-oh.
minute,
Did you just figure it out?
dude. The two different numbers. This is a
So you have a
mystery.
legion. You have a legion. Either you have a legion of anti-snort
Oh, this
mob.
person's going there. This is some high level secrecy.
Okay.
Okay, the first
He's
one.
looking now at these
Yeah.
letters we're
Okay.
getting.
So
Okay, go ahead.
so here's the fan mail. Here's the first one, April 6th. I went through this last time. It says, "Hi, I'm digging the podcast. but it is difficult to listen to due to the frequent snot snorting and throat clearing. And we got a kick out of it. Ha ha ha. I do agree. And I am sick a lot because I have 3 boys in this house.
Yeah.
And I'm sneezing.
You're a traveling
I'm
musician,
snorting.
which does come with it.
And like I told Bray, I have a high quality condenser mic with a low quality deviated septum. Which isn't quite true, but whatever. I did live in Hollywood for 10 years. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Okay, so that is one number. So now let me get to the next one. Totally different ending number.
Phone number.
So but it's got to be the same person because here it is. It says, "Thank you for reading my previous message," which that was the previous message. "It is baffling that no improvement has been made. Do you listen to your shows after recording them? I understand it can be difficult to hear one's own voice, but please try to play back at least the portion where Bray gets into the time when he went to the wrong hotel. Jeff isn't even speaking much during the segment." Oh, I'm sorry. Yet the snorting continues. Is it too difficult to at least move away from the mic or mute it? And this Flattus is being produced by someone who claims to have not been able to stand the sound of people eating, at least during his childhood. Well, this effluvia has to be at least as disgusting to the audience as anything produced at some Bakersfield breakfast table in the 90s. Please have...
Yes!
This is good. Please have pity on us and give up dairy or whatever else might be causing your body to make so much mucus. Boom.
Dude, that is masterful trolling.
Yeah, this is masterful trolling.
And I don't want to know who it is because I don't want it to stop.
I say, dude, this is like secret, like Batman style, like changing numbers.
Right.
And
right.
So to answer,
they might just be a really rich person with time on their hands. And so
I don't even care. I don't care. The fact that they are listening enough.
Yeah.
To
know your Bakersfield connection.
The Bakersfield. I can't even remember what episode it was where I said listening to people eat is disgusting. I do think that.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
So they're listening deep. They're dropping little clues.
Yeah.
And honestly, if I was paying that much attention to my snorts, I would be disgusted too.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
To answer the question, do you not like the sound of your voice? I actually love the sound of my voice, which is why we have a freaking 60 episode podcast. If I didn't like the sound of my voice, then I wouldn't do this. I hate
the sound of my voice, but I love the sound of Jeff's voice. So that's the reason I'm on the podcast.
No, I mean, when I was younger, I hated the sound of I would hear my voice and be like, "Oh my God."
Is that before it cracked and changed?
Yeah, I don't know when it was.
Do a podcast one day.
Yeah, my snorts were defined enough when I was younger.
Right.
No, so I guess to correct, I don't want to sound all like, like I'm arrogant. I love my voice. I don't love my voice. I can stand my voice, though. That's not the problem. Like,
that was quite a backpedal. I was liking I like my voice. It's okay. Dude, but Flattus is...
Effluvia.
Effluvia, I don't even know what that means. I can't address that. But Flattus is just cheesecake. That's so good.
It's just like, so my God.
Well, whoever you are, listener, thank you for the mail.
Yeah, and, we appreciate you guys.
We're changing our lives. You've been talked about offline.
Yeah, this is great. Like Bray said, I don't want to know who you are because I don't want to have any different feelings besides like.
Come on.
But and then also, I'm loving this and I'm hating this because we're getting all this feedback, and it's exactly what we want. But at the same time, it's like, oh my God. So also,
also imagine this. My side is like, nobody's giving me feedback. What do I do? Should I do? They're like, Jeff should do this, and the other guy, whatever. I don't even know. Is there anyone else? No, I'm only kidding.
Yeah, right. No, I mean, my joke, like I was telling my wife, I'm like, I'm going to get fired from my own podcast. Like, I'm going to show up in Durban.
It's me in Durban or me and Clay.
Or they're already in the chat room, and they're like, thank you, Jeff.
Bro, are you guesting on our podcast, Jeff? Yeah. Oh, that's cool, man.
Thanks. I'm going to get Steve Jobs.
Jobs. So what did your wife say about this whole Flattus? I mean, the whole thing.
She laughed, and actually, the first thing she said, she goes, "No comments about Bray."
So does that mean she has something in mind I'm kind of doing that might be
No,
annoying?
she just thinks it's funny that they're coming down so hard on me, just
Yeah,
solely,
yeah.
like.
Well, I just thought she might either say like, "Really? What are they talking about?" Or like, "Bro, it is an issue."
Well, no, I'm always like sneezing and snorting
Yeah.
and blowing my nose, and it's
It's my
just
it's my thing, bro.
yeah, it's just kind of my thing. Like, and like when I do vocals, especially like this last week, that's another thing too, listener, in the comment section. Me and Bray, we freaking sing so
Yeah.
many hours a week. Like last week, I think I had like 4 shows, 3 hours each.
It does trash your voice.
Yeah, so it's
and,
like we're like there is a little level of like Bart Simpson sounding voice sometimes, but it's just
Yeah.
like we're using these things quite a bit.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
somehow, even like last week, because I did have a serious thing. Like I was taking all kinds of like allergy meds and like doing the saline, like
Yeah.
trying to clear
Mhm.
myself out. But then I'd go play shows, and I'm like, I was just fine. I don't like
Isn't
I
that
was
weird?
I wasn't fine. Like I was like worried about it, but I would get through the show, and I'm like, dang, like my voice didn't go
You're
away.
like, man, I mean, I like the sound of my voice. It's fine.
Let me just turn these monitors just straight at myself.
do the Jamie Brown 2 monitors. We have a bass player, Jamie Brown, we work with, who literally, if he's given the, carte blanche on his stage monitoring setup, he will have, and get this, I'm not kidding, in-ear monitors and 2 wedges facing him.
That is
and his
amazing.
own like raised platform.
Yeah,
He's like, bro, let's don't exaggerate. Oh, no,
dude,
that's it.
yeah, he lives the good
I've
life.
seen it.
I think I've heard that he likes the sound of his voice too.
Oh yeah, when he sound checks. So that's another funny little side note. That's a whole world in and of itself. When bands sound check, what do you say on the mic when it's your turn to
Hey,
check your
good
mic?
one.
Everybody's got a thing. What do you do?
I like that a lot. I mean, I'm pretty simple, and I get kind of shy when it's like in that moment sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'll just give like a check, 1, 2.
But you don't hit any dynamics, because at least one thing I'll do is, hit something really that mine probably was around that age.
Yeah. Okay, listener, my computer literally just shut off, so that's awesome.
It shut off.
It snorted out. Our listener snorted out.
Nice.
So that just freaking, I don't even know what we were talking about. What were we talking about?
All right, so check it out. I had a gig last night.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
Yeah, and it was I said Pebble Beach, and when I just typed it out, it said People Beach. But when I posted our little green room contest BS, it's just a few seconds showing where we're playing. And half the time with these solos, there is no green room. Where you play is the green room, so to speak. But that was kind of fun. So I posted it, and someone commented on there, "Bro, that's Spanish Bay, not Pebble Beach." So I think technically this person is right, but
I've never heard Spanish Bay used.
Exactly, and that's why I say Pebble Beach, because it's generally the most notable thing right near there, and everyone was referring to it as that. But to me, it reminded me of like, bro, that's Moraga, not Orinda. Get it right.
Exactly.
So I'm kind of like, okay, that is like splitting hairs, but this was an outdoor gig that they had me. Okay, 3 hours is a long time to play in any capacity, in my opinion. So this was a 3-hour gig, but they always stretch it a little bit. So I'm supposed to play from 7 to 10, 7 p.m., 10 p.m. But they have me waiting at the ready at 6:30.
Oh,
okay. So even if you're not playing, you're standing there and you're working. I mean, every eyes are on you. You're standing by. And so then they're using my system for speeches, so you're working. It's kind of a cheat to get more time out of you and more use of your system. Yeah, and I sound like I'm complaining, and I am, but so I end up starting at like 6:45. They asked me, so you get another 15 minutes out of it, but It starts being about 9:45, and another thing we do in our solo shows, I'm sure all of us, Clay, you, everyone who does this, you know how much time you have left, and you're kind of saving certain songs to end it with, or you're kind of pacing it and winding it down. So it can kind of screw with you. This is true even with bands. If you're gearing up for a big finish, and then they say, "Oh, can you play some more?" Which is great. Usually means more money, but you kind of have to restart. It's like saying goodbye to someone, a tearful goodbye, and then they're like, "Why don't we hang out for another hour?" You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so it's kind of weird. So yeah, but I'm drunk. So what else are we gonna do? You know?
Yeah.
So, but they said, okay, we're gonna end early at 10:15. Okay, wait a second. I'm hired from 7 to 10. I was already standing there to 6:30, and they're like, we're gonna, they lean over while you're playing, the kind of connection person, whatever, liaison. And she's like, you know what? We're going to end early at 10:15. Like, almost expecting a big hug and a high five. Like,
you're
right,
like,
buddy?
You're like, so late for me, right? Late for me,
I'm like,
early for you.
And I literally said, oh, okay, I'm supposed to okay this, so is that overtime or how'd you want to do it? And normally I would never say that over 15 minutes. But since I was already standing there till 6:30 and I only took one break during this entire 3 hours, which is fine too. It's not a big deal, but it just sometimes in the back of your mind you may feel just a touch taken advantage of.
Yeah, and so okay, this is great because I have this moment occasionally, and I had it over the weekend. How many songs, as you're playing and singing, you're playing guitar, you have a smile, you're singing a song, whatever the song, are you just thinking about it? Do you get
thinking
that?
about when do I finish, or just thinking about what I'm doing?
I had a moment. I'm sorry to cut you off, and I'll get into mine more. But maybe something happens that kind of annoys you, and you're like playing like a fun song, but while you're playing a fun song, you're thinking about. You're just like, well, it
depends on the song, which is funny. Okay, because if it's a real no-brainer, then I'm thinking about it probably the whole time.
Right.
But if it's kind of a more complicated song, I remember you saying like Peg, for example. You kind of have to look at what you're doing or you're going to fuck up.
Peg will take your mind off it.
Yeah, Peg. If you want to get your mind off an issue, play Peg. But if you want to just stew over something, play Don't You Forget About Me. So yeah, so as that one goes on and on, will you walk on by? Same chords.
You're just playing an E chord. You're just like, God damn it.
Damn it. Yeah. Totally. Well, then you can play like Dreams by Fleetwood Mac and just go nuts.
Just stew.
Two chords.
Stew on it, right?
Yeah. So, so we're going to let you stop at 10:15 early. And I kind of went, well, okay, is that extra? And they're like, no, we have you till 10:30.
What?
So they thought they had me for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And that would be more expensive because that to me is where it gets egregious. But I didn't have I second guess myself like, well, maybe I took this, maybe it is. I kind of, I can't stop and look. And this is meanwhile during I'm playing.
Right, you're talking and you're
talking to her like bent away from the mic.
Yeah,
and
listener,
still playing chords.
Our management team is also us.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yeah, the green room, the management team, the forks, the cables, it's all together.
Yeah.
So speaking of forks, the other thing was, okay, a lot of times this is very nice. You're playing at a country club like I was, whatever it is, and they say to you, well, first of all, they want to give you your meal 15 minutes before you start. So that's kind of weird because
so you can just burp up your
who wants to like go jogging right after you ate, because it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
And so then okay, yeah, sure, whenever you earlier is better if you can, I'll say. They say, okay, great, so you're going to be out there by 6:30. We're going to get you your food by 5:45. I'm like, okay, could be better, but that's fine. So they said, what did you want as your entree? Did you want a salad or a burger? I'm kind of waiting as they mention those like for something I
Yeah,
want.
something.
Also,
Yeah,
salad as entree. I was like, I might do that, but
yeah,
burger. And then I was kind of hungry. I just drove 3 hours, and
yeah.
I'm gonna be playing for 4 hours. Little do I know, but so I said, I'll take burger. And they go, okay, what did you want for your side? Fries or a salad? So it occurred to me then I could have ordered a salad with a side salad, which I wish I would have done.
Yeah.
That'd have been great. But I did get the side salad, and then, they were really helpful and great. And then as I'm sitting there, which they didn't really get it to me until 6,
Yeah.
they're like, burgers on the grill.
Yeah.
Two different people come by to tell me that, and I'm standing there, I'm sitting like an idiot with a napkin in my lap, just waiting. So then all of a sudden I hear bagpipes.
Oh, cool.
Bagpipes. So at this location, and for some reason around that Spanish Bay area, they play, there's a I don't know, bagpipes are popular over there because that's the...
Huh.
I heard this a handful of times they come through, and it's at a specific time of night. I don't know if that's like a Scottish tradition, but what I did notice is this, and I want to ask any bagpipe playing listeners to join in or on this discussion. So the weird thing about bagpipes, and the thing that pisses me off, and I don't like it, is there's an unceremonious beginning and end to a bagpipe song. Because of the nature of the instrument, it just goes... That's how it starts. And it ends like this.
It does. It's like...
Dude, you can't like hold a note and let it fade out.
It's like someone just literally busted through a door and like fell. Like that's
it's like the
only...
Kool-Aid man of instruments. Yeah. Dude, I mean,
it's no subtle, right? It's not a subtle.
Yeah, but like, why can't, at the very least, because, okay, if you're going, that's your fingers moving on something and changing notes. So my complaint was, this player last night, they're about to end their performance. Don't keep playing a bunch of weird different notes right before the end. Like, at least go, thank you, Instead, it was like, and then they just stand and look at you.
It's like a balloon, like you just let go of it. It just flies around the room.
And people just kind of have their hands poised to clap because they don't understand what just happened.
Yeah.
And the silence stays there for 3 seconds, so they go,
all right.
Yeah, all right. I mean, it's a cool thing while it's happening. There's nothing like it, but...
Yes.
God, get a like a... volume pedal or something.
Let's get some volume pedals for the bagpipers.
yeah. They need a whole pedal setup, right? Yeah, this is my phaser on here, so I want to sound like a sitar or something.
Oh, man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just like, I'm kind of sweating here because I'm not trusting my computer. So if it just shuts down, I'm sorry.
Yeah. That'll be what's meant to be.
We're rolling. So... yeah, that's good. So Pebble Bay, maybe it was who's the actor that lives out there? That's
I don't even know.
Oh man, isn't that like Carmel area?
Yeah, totally.
Who is it? Who am I thinking of?
It's
John Wayne,
past...
not John Wayne. God damn it,
John Wayne is really aging.
He's like 140.
Yeah.
No, who am I? Clint
Eastwood, yeah.
Clint Eastwood. Maybe he's
because he was the mayor of Carmel.
He's up on the mountaintop.
You know what? Have him play another 15 minutes. He wields that kind of power.
He's like, I got your volume pedal right here.
Yeah. So what happened was they finally just said, you know what? We're going to end it early at 10. It was freezing out.
I bet.
And then so we're going to end it early, quote unquote, at 10. Which it turns out, and I didn't even look at the advancing or whatever till this morning, the contract and all. It was supposed to end at 10. So, we're wrong.
Yeah, okay. Oh, man. Dude, yeah. And that's quite a haul out there.
Yeah, it was.
So, dude, okay, so we've been doing these, like, little green room check-ins. And honestly, you're right. It is kind of like Office. Here's my office today.
Yeah,
but I like this one. I like our version because we are directing them. at our
Yeah.
friends, right? So it's like,
Right.
like me and Clay have kind of got like this WWF thing going on where it's like, my green room's better than yours. Let's see yours, you know?
You do, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's fun, man. I think it's fun. It's like,
Yeah.
this is the community, you know? It's like,
Yeah.
and we always have like some sort of a green room, and all these solo gigs are even funnier because like for me, most of the time I just don't have one. I'm just like outside, and
Yep.
it's kind of cool. I like the check-in, so I encourage anybody listening. You know, most of our listeners, a lot of them are playing themselves. You know, check in, say, "Hey, here's,"
And
say,
also,
"Suck it, Clay." You got to end it with "Suck it, Clay."
Always, and
Yeah.
and a bagpipe ending.
If you,
if you also aren't playing, but someone else is, you're sitting there with a musician, you could show their setup and maybe tag them and tag us. And because all the different kinds of setups that are happening all across the country and world are kind of interesting in their own little worlds, each of them.
Yep.
So we give shout outs. Also, it's places and situations that are supporting live music still.
Totally.
Woo! So that alone is a good reason just to give. But a lot of these, one funny thing, even like with the post I made last night in Pebble Beach, Spanish Bay, is that
Bagpipe Bay.
Yeah, bagpipe Bay.
That's
Spanish
hard to say.
squeak.
That's hard to say.
Bagpipe. It's for a private. It's a private event, so you got to be a little bit careful about the posting.
Yep,
so that was kind of why I was nebulous.
I know it is a little. You got to walk that fine line of like where you just don't look like a total like tool, like with the phone up, right?
Yeah, I can't.
But then at the same time, it's like I always kick myself when I leave somewhere and I don't get photos or videos.
Right.
I'm like, oh, that would have been cool. Like, you know,
Yeah,
I think people understand as long as it's tasteful, you know, like, which is hard.
Seeing you guys, it reminded me to do it. So that is what's helpful about you guys. You know, I kind of am not still in the absolute habit of doing it. So it's good, you know. But let me ask you this. Okay, this is a funny thing too, if it happens especially at a private event, okay, which happened last night, and I want to talk about this, is not the person involved in hiring you, just some person, a bloke comes up to you and says, "Can we do a happy birthday?"
Yeah, I just had that happen just like
Dude,
recently.
Okay, at a bar, it's to be expected a bit, and, you know, invariably you're going to end up singing it to 17 other people after that, which is annoying. But at a private, it's not always appropriate to single someone out, and maybe they don't want you to stay wallpaper vibe. They don't want to do it like that, but you do it. So it's not a favorite thing to do.
What if the private is like for someone else's birthday?
Yeah.
And then you're like, you blow the
never
birth-
sing to them.
Yeah. Oh, we're singing happy birthday. And they're like, what the hell? No. And then it's like, Mary. And they're like, God damn it, Mary.
Yeah, this was for Chunk. Yeah. So, but dude, speaking of the name, I don't realize till I'm all the way to that point in the song, they never told me the name.
Yeah. It's like,
so,
sing
of
it,
course,
everyone.
Yeah, the jokes are going to go, well, just do like the Bart Simpson, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
Yeah.
So, but I just kind of let the crowd do it, and I couldn't understand what they said. It was like, happy birthday, dear. You know, they all just kind of said the name, and it was like a crowd noise, you know.
They all went,
yeah. And that was Jeff. Okay. Yeah, the name was
My
Jeff.
name is Yeah.
Sabru. So that was kind of like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think this song is weird. It's actually a weird song. Happy Birthday is a weird song.
It is.
And you can either play like a chord for every word. This is kind of a minute detail thing I wanted to bring up too, because you can go happy one chord to you, happy two chord, or you can go happy three chord every song. So what do you do?
I do one chord. So I'm like, I always do it in G. So
okay, me too. G.
I just go G because that's the only progression I know. So yeah, you just do like, I go happy glang, dang, and I'm just holding that chord.
Yeah, me too.
And then I go to that. And I honestly, sometimes I forget. I'm like, oh shit, is it the 5 chord or the 4 chord?
I actually get screwed up all the time.
Yeah, I'm always.
So I'm going to have to get your happy birthday chart.
Totally. I need that chart. Yeah, because I'm like, okay, 5 chord, and then you're like, does it go to the four? Like, sometimes I do get messed up, and sometimes
And
I'll
you know
just
what I
not
do?
play a
I just
chord,
don't play. Yeah,
not
yeah.
play a
And
chord.
then
Yeah,
they're like, well, we could do that, you know.
yeah, I know, but it's like, well, I have the mic, don't I? So,
Ooh, yeah, yeah. So that's true. That's
yep,
true.
I just had that a couple days ago. Yeah, a little happy birthday. Yeah, I played a wedding over the weekend,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
it's
that was
the
a much anticipated thing for you. How'd that go?
much anticipated. It was great. It was really great. It was a ton of work, honestly. Not a ton of work because I didn't play ceremony or anything. It was just like I played cocktail hour, but then
Yeah.
I had to move the gear.
Oh, yeah.
You ever have that where
All
and
the time.
it's not mentioned, right? It's like
They're
oh
like, we're going to
yes,
need you to have your other sound system
yeah,
a
yeah,
football field away. And you're
yeah.
like,
They're like it's always like yeah, so you're gonna play cocktail hour. I'm like, okay, so that's over there, and I'm looking at it, okay. And so then what's the other part? The dinner, and I'm like, so dinner's over there, yeah. And
they're
she
like, no,
and
that's in Houston. Yeah.
yeah, that's in Bagpipe Bay.
Yeah.
They're like, so did you just have like one system, or I'm like, yeah, like it's
You don't
like
just bring four with you every gig?
yeah. It wasn't a big deal, but me and
Yeah.
because the bar actually also had to move. I don't know if you ever
Oh,
had this. So we're like
no.
doing the walk. So it's like I'm walking. I've got like okay, my
You and a guy with 2 bottles of gin.
yeah, and we're just walking back and forth, doing the move. And it's like, and it's you basically have to pack up. You can't like
Oh,
just.
yeah.
I'm not just gonna
No.
carry a big pile of cables. It's like
Exactly.
you got to do it all and
Yep.
bring it all. But it was great. It was a really cool just event, like to do a wedding. That's basically my first wedding just as me doing
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's cool.
And
What
it
did
really
they have requests for you?
not yeah, actually yes. The bride wanted
What'd
me
they
to
ask for?
sing a few songs for her dad that had
Oh,
passed away.
yeah.
And so but it was like Brandy,
What?
Yeah, that because he just loved that
Whoa.
song.
Wow.
Which is interesting on
Million
acoustic.
chords. I love it.
Yeah, on acoustic, I was like, "Hello," and actually, it was funny because I was trying to pick and choose when I was going to play these special songs.
Yeah.
She wanted "Brown Eyed Girl" like when she was around, so I
Mhm.
kind of nailed it on that because I saw her coming out, and she was just
Yeah.
like talking, and so I played it, and she was so, "Oh, that was the perfect time," and I was like, "Oh, great," and so then I was like holding back on Brandy. A, because I wanted the right time, and B, because that song's harder, and I
Yeah.
wasn't that prepared for it. So I was
Right.
like, I want to kind of be like dinner set vibes, like when
Yeah.
we're not really paying
Little
attention.
coverage. Little
So,
coverage.
yeah, little coverage, exactly. So, but I started playing it, and it was feeling good. I was like, oh, this sounds good. It's feeling good. I got through the verse, I got through the chorus, and the do's like I can't really do those because that's a background, even though it's important, right? So I'm like,
Yeah.
you're a fine girl, right? So
Yeah.
I'm getting through it, and I got to the bridge, and I kind of like the bridge like comes right in, right?
Yep.
Brandon, and it does the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she got super pumped and realized I was playing the song, the bride.
Oh God.
And
Uh-huh.
and I got okay verse, chorus,
Did
and
you
I
shout
saw
at the bridge?
She's like, "Yay!" And like I saw her coming over, and she started filming me right at the
Oh.
bridge, and she's right on me, and I
Yeah.
missed the vocal coming in,
Oh God.
and then I was like, "Uh-oh!" Like
Lost.
I lost where I was at, and so
Yep.
I was just playing those like C sharp chords, like instrumental, like gling gling gling, gling. And she's all filming.
She's like, hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was like, what a moment. Just
You know what you do? You just start singing a bagpipe part right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's probably a hilarious video though, because I'm like just doing this chord progression that sounds like freaking like Stairway to
It's just
Heaven and C
minor.
sharp.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
And then I finally got back to, the
Yeah.
chorus or whatever.
Right.
But that happens sometimes, like where it's songs that I really don't know very well. And someone just puts the spotlight right on you and you're like, damn
Oh, yeah.
it. Like, why this song?
And they start filming you. I know. Or they film your sound check and you didn't know they were going to.
Yeah.
And you're not really warmed up at the sound
Right.
check. That's not for that. You're kind of going check, check, and they're like filming you.
Yeah.
So then you have to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a weird thing.
Or filming like a song that you don't know that good and you're looking at an iPad. I hate that. Like where it's they're filming and you're like,
he's boring.
I'm like, I have to look at this lyric because I don't know it. And I'm like, they're filming and I'm like, let me just read my freaking thing.
They're like, oh, I thought you were like Clay.
Yeah.
Who never looks at anything. He's immediately memorizes.
Yeah.
I look at it. I look at the lyrics to Happy Birthday. That's how bad I am.
What I look at is I have a video of Clay playing on my iPad. And I just look at Clay and he's telling me the next word is
osmosis you're gonna go through.
It's called.
How about this?
It's a clay pad.
Yeah, clay pad. How about this? It's a solo gig, and it's like they say you'll be announced, or they're gonna make some announcements or make a toast before they start. And then they go, and now this guy here, what's your name? Oh, Bray. He's gonna get you all revved up and dancing. Are you guys ready? And it's like a crowd of nerdy bankers drinking white wine slowly, And it's like, I thought you were going to get us dancing. Well, it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like playing Bruno Mars, and they're just like, still don't feel like dancing.
Still not dancing. Yeah. I thought you were going to make us cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Totally.
I feel my facial stubble growing in as you play. This is awesome.
Yeah. There was one thing that I wanted to touch on because you were saying how someone comes up and talks to you, and I was saying like getting annoyed, right?
Right.
And it's always very fleeting of a moment if it does happen, and I hope it never happens, but occasionally. And so what happened actually at this wedding was I was playing, and they wanted me on this on a corner, so there's this building, and they wanted me to be right at the corner. So they're like, we want you to be so this side could see you and this side could see you.
Right.
Which was honestly a bad idea because I'm like, sound, the way I'm set up, sound is going to go a direction. So it's like being on the corner, I'm kind of like a safety hazard where people are trying to walk around.
And you have one tower speaker.
And I have one tower, which covers a lot of ground. But
it does.
But I was in a spot where people just loved to stand. So I'm playing, and this group of 8 people are 3 inches from the end of my mic stand, right?
Yeah, and their asses toward you.
And one move, and it's like my teeth will just get hit.
Knocked out,
And so they bumped me once. They bumped, and I go, hey guys, can you just a little room? Okay?
Give me some room.
Yeah, a little room, please. And just no response. One lady moved, and there's one guy, just this older guy, and he's just didn't move at all. And he's literally just rubbing up on the mic stand. It's moving every time. And so then I just had
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to comment, which is boomer. Go on. Yeah.
And so then I had to just say it on the mic, loud.
There you go.
I was like,
there you go.
I was like, can I get a little space, please?
Yeah. With a little authority.
I was like, a little space. Yeah.
Yeah. That really gets them.
And so they moved a little bit, and I was like, geez, okay, whatever. And so
and it's probably a huge space where there's plenty of other places.
There was definitely enough space. And then, so I had that going on, and I was even moving myself, in between songs, I'm kind of slightly moving myself, just because I'm this is so tight.
Stressful.
Then I had this other guy who was he had 2 beers. He was double fisting, Budweisers. But he was swinging his arms around,
with beers in him.
Yeah, with beers in him, just inches from my PA. You know, and just move and laughing, sloshing around, and they were basically touching. And these towers, they're not sturdy things. You take them apart. You know what I mean? You can't lean on them, right?
Right.
And so I was getting so annoyed, and I was literally, I remember I was playing All the Small Things by Blink-182.
Oh God, that's perfect.
Late night. Come
Truth
home.
Cares. Yeah, I know.
It's you're bugging me, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can't get out of the voice.
Yeah.
I think I'm ready for a break. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you please take a few steps back?
I know. Yeah.
Don't waste your time. You need to move.
Time.
You're going to knock over my tower.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. But yeah.
I missed that.
So, but besides that, everything was cool. It was a really good event. Everyone was happy. I actually missed my meal because the line was super long. They had food trucks.
Oh boy.
And so I missed the meal, and I was just like, I don't want to wait.
Right.
And then at the end of the night, the line was still super long, and I was like, there was an ice cream truck, and I was like, I'll just get like an ice cream sandwich.
There
and
we go.
I was laughing so hard because I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think I want an ice cream sandwich. And there was this girl that was like super drunk, and she had one of those big ones, like the It's It or whatever.
Yeah,
and she's all wasted, and she looks at her friend and she goes, I think these things have electrolytes in them. And
no way, she did not say that.
She's definitely
That's
said
too
it.
good.
Because I was standing with a group of like the photographers, and we just started busting up, and I was like, I guess I'll get one of those.
Oh yeah, that's literal idiocracy come to life.
I think these things have electrolytes in them.
It's it.
Yeah. So that was my weekend. I had some other shows. I played at Serendipity too. You ever heard of that place?
No.
Dude,
where's that?
Beautiful winery right by my place out here. Like Hannah Nicole. Have you played Hannah Nicole?
Yeah, you referred that one, so maybe I need a Serendipity referral.
Dude, the Serendipity, this one, I've never been there, and people have told me, you got to get in there, and I finally got a show there, and it's right across the street from Hannah Nicole. It's beautiful. There's like a lake, and like, it's amazing, really good wine, but they're like, I tried to get another show, and they're like, oh, we're booked till December. I was like, dang, dude.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So it's like all clay.
They're like, we got a guy.
He's like, I don't know what your problem is.
Yeah, they're like, he doesn't use an iPad.
Oh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's also fun seeing all those check-ins too, like with Clay and you and me, our whole, all of them, all three of us. It's
but
just
Durbin might do it too.
Yeah, Durbs too. It's fun to see it because I like seeing people working, man. Like, it's like, oh, dude, cool. We're all out there, like, doing what we got to do. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, for sure. I got to stay in the habit of doing that. You know, even with the band shows. So
totally. So I have to mention, because I'm a shameless promoter now.
Oh yeah, please do.
I got a song coming out, people, and I think I might actually even plug it in after the show. I have this song is exciting for me because it's the first song that I've ever done just under my own name. I've always had the Jeff Sabru Band, which is my fusion thing.
Oh, and I didn't know this.
Petrito, which is my hard rock thing, which I'm still doing. So, but this one's just my name, Jeff Sabru. So it's kind of cool, and it's just kind of what genre would you call that? You've heard it. I sent it.
Yeah, you played me an early
rock, right? It's kind of just rock or Americana rock.
but it's modern. It's definitely modern. I don't like to just say rock because
I
want to say that it's got a modern. Yeah, it was kind of alt rock.
There you go. Yeah, I guess it's kind of. I've heard. All my stuff is kind of leans 90s vibes. But
it was a little bit, but it was moody and lush, like I told you.
Yeah,
and it's dope, and I loved it right away. I want everyone to check it out. It's called Ashes.
Thank you, Bray. I'm excited about this song because I wrote this thing in 2000. What did I say? 2011 is when I actually wrote it, and then it just kind of was in a hard drive. And I think I was even talking about it in like our January or December episodes. I was like, I'm looking for this song, right? And I found it, and then we did it, and it was kind of like eerie though because the song is called Ashes. And it's, metaphors about a relationship that kind of goes away or whatever, but it's all about fire and ashes and blah, blah, blah. And in the week that I was getting this thing done, the LA fires happened.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it just was so strange, and it kind of freaked me out. I'm like, well, I don't want to like put this thing out and be like, oh, he's trying to like capitalize or something off of like this event, It really had nothing to do with that. It just was like a coincidence that happened.
But even if it does, I think it's like, if our heart, and it's going to only sound corny, but if your like heart is pure about something you're doing, even if it was about the fires, let it be. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think that doesn't mean you're capitalizing unless you are.
Yeah.
So, and people can say whatever they want.
Yeah. And as artists, I mean, are we really capitalizing? Like with streams or whatever.
Oh my God, reality.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it makes me think because I had to look back at the time because it's just there's been fires. We're in California. There were fires then too. So I was writing about kind of the same things. Not
You're
as
like, I was capitalizing on those, not
yeah,
the
I was
LA
capitalizing on the. I was a different person then. Yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean, there were fires then too, so it was on my
Yeah.
mind back then. But
Yeah.
anyways, I'm gonna plug it in if anybody wants to hear
So
it.
when is it? Yeah, when is it
It's gonna be on
released?
streaming Friday. So
Okay. So
yes,
Friday, April 18th.
18th. Yeah. So yeah, it feels good to get stuff. You know, when something's done, it's like it's just I don't have to think about
Oh,
it.
bro.
Sort of.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
that is.
No, it's just pieces, little bricks in the building that are your whole catalog.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always
It's,
meaningful.
it's important.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's that. That's that business. And yeah, I'm glad this podcast survived this far, and I'm gonna piece it together.
Yeah. Oh, today's episode. Yeah.
Today's podcast, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
So are we gonna yar it?
Let's yar it. You got anything for me? I know. Who had one? Someone had one.
Well,
Was it
Durbin
Derbs?
sent us one, and I think that's a good one to just. It'll probably take us out with this one, but
Okay.
he sent us a picture of a guy that is a tribute artist to, I guess, Foo Fighters.
Good.
And
Yes.
I think they call themselves Foos Fighters or something like that. But the guy he also doesn't play guitar, apparently. He just stands with the guitar,
stands
which
with
is
the guitar.
epic and awesome.
Yes.
And very George Strait-like. But he's got a tattoo of actual Dave Grohl on him.
Yes.
So I guess the Yarnar is, should you get a tattoo of your hero?
Hmm.
And
Yes.
so that's all right. Would you put it any other way, or a tattoo of your hero? That's the
I
Yarnar
guess that
I'm getting out of it.
I guess that's what it really is, right? Because I was thinking it was going to be like tattooing. If you were in like a tribute band, getting a tattoo of that. But I guess if you're going that far, it is your hero, right?
Yeah.
So yes, that is.
I mean, and it's
honest-
a picture of their face. That's the real part that's weird.
Yeah, I've got no problem with it, honestly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll give it a yar.
Yeah.
It would freak me out for some reason to do that.
Yeah.
But I think if someone has a clear person, then go for it. I
think
yeah. That
no, I think do whatever you want, kind of, but it's also the size and placement. So if you have like Bob Marley all over your chest, it's like,
and especially
wow.
if like that joke one, but I think is real, the one that says Bob Marley and it's a picture of Jimi Hendrix.
No, I think that's real. Oh, that's so good.
Or the one that says no regrets.
Yeah, right. No Rugrats. Yeah. Yeah, so I haven't got it yet, but for instance, when Bowie died, I was thinking of getting not his face, but his last album is called Black Star.
Yeah.
And the way his name and the album title are written are like portions of the star shape.
Cool.
So you can look at it and you don't even really know what you're seeing unless you
Yeah.
are a lover of him or that record. So it's kind of like 5 stars in a row that are kind of cut off in different ways. So I still might get that.
That's cool.
And it's a little bit more subtle.
Yeah. I think it's easy to like look at someone and judge, like Mr. Foos Fighter guy.
Yeah.
But you never know. I mean, it might mean something huge to him, Obviously it does. Like Dave Grohl, he might have saved his life or something,
What would be funny is if he got a tattoo of Dave Grohl's face on his face. So he's like really a true tribute. It's very convincing.
I've seen pictures of this guy, I'm pretty sure, on Reels, and I had to look at it for a minute because I was like, and this is kind of messed up, but the first thing I thought, I was like, Dave Grohl looks like shit.
Dave Grohl looks like Meatloaf. What happened?
But it looked like him enough where I was like,
yeah,
damn, Dave
Oh,
Grohl.
I see.
I was like, wow,
Yeah.
he looks, it doesn't sound great, but
yeah, or look great. Yeah,
yeah, and his tattoo of himself is a little weird. His tattoo
Nice.
looks like Bob Marley. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Nice. All right, man.
Yeah. Okay, we did it. So
We did it.
I'm gonna do my best to put these damn
Splice 'em.
videos in portrait mode, Keith, just for you.
Thank you, Simple.
Yeah, and all this stuff. Yes, it is work, but it is good work that we need to do to make this stuff better, right?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So, adios, muchachos. And if you want to
All
hear
right.
my new song, I'm going to play it right after this. Peace.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Later.